Two drunk assholes talking about whatever comes to mind. We present Filler with Jack Fike and Rob Harper. Filler is Jack and my insane rambling. In this filler, we discuss female DC heroes who deserve some movies or TV shows who aren't Wonder Woman or Supergirl, and then we talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Ant-Man a bit at the end. Please do note that we are extremely drunk during these recordings, so if we do sound like unintelligent fools, just forgive us.
The problem is we don't hate DC. We loved DC as a kid.
Yeah, we
love the I love the characters.
That's what makes it hurt. So
yeah, that's what it is. It's like you're being abused by someone you love.
Seeing the characters you loved treated properly is such a reward that it makes you emotional.
Yeah.
Seeing the opposite end of the spectrum is seeing the people treat the characters you loved so poorly with disdain that it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, it's hurtful.
You feel empathy towards the character. It's a non-issue. Like it doesn't affect my day one way or the other. But
deep down inside,
there's a bit of a childhood raping going on.
Yeah,
Michael Baying, if you will.
That's a whole other subject.
We can't get
the only good thing is that Terminator. Well, that's another thing coming up. But Transformers 4 did very poorly not poorly, but it was the lowest one.
Wow.
But I don't know. Have you watched the newest Red Letter Media?
Have you been drinking?
Yes. Red Letter Media.
The last one I saw was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Storm movie.
Yeah, and they were saying that they were talking about Transformers, that in all these movies, that the reason that these movies are mindless violence and Michael Bay does so well is because in other countries, and especially China, you don't want movies to have subtle things
because cultural.
You don't want cultural things.
It's cultural for a reason. Yeah. It's a microcosm, and you can't have. It doesn't translate well outside.
Which is probably underestimating the Chinese public.
Oh, that's an insult to
they won't understand an American joke.
I can understand some things won't because they're cultural.
But even so, I think it's a global nowadays.
But you don't need to condense it down to big thing hit big thing.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's too far. The pendulum is way.
But I watch British movies. I don't get every little thing. But I still enjoy them.
I love British television.
Yeah, I don't get every little joke that's like some political joke. You don't. But it's still good television. You don't need to understand everything.
Those Tories, they're too conservative. I'm a fan of this party.
You're like, what?
And they all laugh, and you go, is that a real party, or do they make it up, or is it
I don't understand the joke.
I don't.
But it doesn't matter, because then they go on to another joke. Or you can enjoy it at different levels.
We're not that far removed from the British, but I would go so far as to say, I've watched Korean movies.
I love Korean movies.
I've watched Chinese movie,
Japanese movies,
Saturday nights. I rock movies. A good Chinese movie,
and we enjoy them at a certain level. We may not get all the subtlety out of it, but we enjoy it at a certain level.
I didn't need to be from South Africa to know what they were trying to say.
It's once again the movie executives underestimating their audience.
So
and saying that, maybe it's I wish that the audience is that smart. And they probably do research, and they probably find that it isn't true. Maybe the audience isn't that smart, and maybe I just wish that movie-going audience was a lot smarter. But Guardians of the Galaxy kind of proved that movie audience at least will accept more things.
And I think if your theory there, I'm going to just condense it down a little bit. They don't think that it's the general audience won't accept it. What they are trying to do is make the most money. I think
it's the lowest common denominator thing. Yeah.
The lowest common denominator of every culture.
You've been drinking?
I have been drinking. The lowest common denominator of every culture.
Yeah. So you're getting like really low.
So it has to translate. It has to be pretty mindless, and it has to be.
Everybody understands explosions. That's what they say.
And
it's sad. And I just wish they made more intelligent movies. And Pacific Rim, sure, it was crazy action, but it still had some like plot. And that was popular in China.
Yeah, it was. But Michael Bay is not trying to make a good movie that Pacific Rim was. He's trying to get box office bank. He's going for money. He's going for.
He knows the formula.
He wants the geld. He wants the Cougarans. He wants every wooden nickel out of everyone's pocket, and it doesn't matter what he throws up on the screen as long as.
Although maybe it's working out because Transformers 4 didn't make as much, but that's only in North America. I'm sure it'll make it's huge overseas.
It still made a ton though. I think it's going to end up one of the biggest.
Well, it's in the top 10, but it's not.
I wouldn't want to look, but I'm guessing it's close to number one.
No, number one is Guardians of the Galaxy, and number two is Captain America.
I bet
Transformers is like 4 or 5. It's in the top, but it's not.
I don't know. I might even disagree with you on But yeah, a good movie for DC to bring out right
Transformers
now.
is 4.
Four. Okay. Well, I said close to 1. You said in the top 10.
I said it was 4 or 5.
The only thing it could have been any better was if it had been 5. We would have been a nice split.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, Lego, Transformers, Maleficent, which is crazy.
I forgot about Lego Movie.
Yeah.
That's where I fell down.
X-Men, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is amazing. That's number 8. Godzilla, and 22 Jump Street. Although Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still making money, so it could pop up.
But if I was making another show, Supergirl would not be in the list.
Yeah, it's weird choices.
It would be
because they own it all. It's not like Marvel where they have to pick and choose. They could choose anyone.
I
could think about 20 people above Supergirl. Power Girl. That's a better show than Supergirl. She's much more interesting. I wouldn't make her as salacious as the comic, but
she is buxom. But she's not like hoary.
But I think that'd almost be a thing where it'd be
that's the
fuck you. I am buxom. I'm a woman. You know,
and that's the thing. She doesn't use sexuality as a weapon. She's a super strong woman who happens to have big boobs.
Yeah.
And
it might be empowering.
People can go like, "Oh, that's objectifying." Well, if you as a woman are just looking at her boobs and going, "She's being objectified," you're the one in the wrong because
it's not her fault she was born with big boobs.
She has all these other traits that are she's independent, she's strong.
By doing the other way, saying that she can't have big boobs is being against people with large breasts.
Yeah. So, but
it's a different. There is a fine line between objectifying and portraying a buxom woman.
Because that they exist in nature, like
it's not like they're implants,
and it's not like she's wearing a tiny little skirt. And
she does wear a white leotard pretty much, but she wears a cape at least. Covers her ass.
I don't know what I'm doing. Can a man come and help me?
Yeah, that's where it gets bad.
She doesn't do that. She's quite the opposite.
It's not anime.
So, there's tentacles coming out of my fridge. What's going on?
But yeah, like Power Girl's way better than Supergirl. Why would they make a Supergirl show?
Because
well, they did Birds of Prey and it didn't go anywhere, but it was not very good.
Wasn't the time nor the place.
Yeah. But Huntress, Black Canary, Oracle, that's a great group. Because they do, I think they do need to do a female something, show or movie.
You got this hard on for the...
They don't have any. Don't you want to see a female superhero?
Yes, I do.
That's great.
It's called Miss Marvel, and it's
well, that too. Yeah.
And it's going to...
That's going to be awesome, but...
Yeah.
I mean from DC.
DC?
Because God knows they can't do Wonder Woman, even though we've seen shorts that are awesome.
Let me give you a moment. We'll both give a moment. The female character lead coming out, show, movie, whatever, and just give yourself a second.
It has to be DC or Marvel?
You just said DC, so it's got to be DC, and I'm gonna.
Well, the number one is Wonder Woman, but Hawkwoman, Hawkgirl, whatever she is.
The Theragons, there's a lot of backstory back there that you.
Well, it's all fucked up. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, but if you
and she wouldn't be able to hold her own story.
No,
I'm thinking more street level. Like Black Canary is good, although it's an Arrow already, I guess.
I'm seeing Parker Posey as Zatanna.
Yeah, Zatanna. Once again, she wouldn't be able to. It'd be an interesting show, I guess, but it'd be odd. It's almost like Brian Fuller, remember the guy who did. What did he do? He does those weird kind of shows. What was it?
He's not ringing a bell.
6 Feet Under and those ones.
Oh.
That guy. He could do it Zatanna, I think. Quirky.
And if you follow my reasoning, she's...
Not a Parker Posey.
Okay, well...
But Zatanna.
We'll work... We'll discuss
she's too old
now. Call me. She knows Batman. She has...
No, she's connected to everything.
She knows...
She was in the Justice League.
She's part of the Justice League. She was trained by
someone
magic. Who trained with...
She goes on that side.
And at first, you don't need to show that it's actual magic. She could just be skilled.
Stage magic, yeah.
It's stage magic. And then once you start a slow reveal, she starts off
she knows Constantine.
She starts off as a proto-human, a proto-hero.
Proto-hero.
She's on stage doing stage magic.
Yeah.
Story arc. Oh, it's a little more real. She's a strong female character with lots of ties. You can have moving in and out of the different universes. Another movie comes out. Okay, Zatanna is there.
She could be in Arrow easily. She could be in Titans. She could be in Constantine. She could be in anything.
She can go to any of those. She can solve crimes on a street level, but also
more mystical stuff going on
as it builds. When you need to start mixing it up, I think she's the nice.
She's a good choice, I guess.
And she's popular enough, people might know her. She's got an iconic look. She's
Yeah,
an
her
iconic
look
character.
is iconic for sure.
Because you can't go with like a Sapphire, some of those ones from the Justice League International, like the green one and the red ones, and you can't go that remote. But I don't think you need to go Wonder Woman or Supergirl. Anytime,
That's right. Yeah.
Anytime,
Wonder Woman's always
your name is linked to a iconic hero, or you're an iconic hero, I would steer clear to that. It's just me, and I'm going Zatanna with a crime solving. Have you ever seen the show Psych?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, imagine that. People come to her because she solved some crimes in the past. She can't just say, "Hey, I'm a smart person," because people go, "Oh, hey, computer nerd, why don't you fix my computer?" So he has to pretend he's psychic. And he helps the police force because they don't just let any guy come in who's kind of got a head on his shoulders. And he uses his sidekick as a distraction. He's kind of like his stage assistant. Here's my friend. His name's Gus.
Distraction kind of.
And he gives them silly names and gives them silly occupations. And when they're looking at this guy, he's like looking at clues. Boom! A psych version with Zatanna solving crimes. Eventually, her mysticism comes through. Boom! And that's scene. Go. Who's your female, and what's the?
I don't know. Maybe Stars and Stripes with Stargirl and the robot guy. That'd be fun. Or who else was I thinking? Catwoman could always do a show.
And you're scrolling through your phone. I think cheating is being involved.
There's no cheating.
You're using technology to.
That's
the difference between
Big
you
Barda?
and I.
No, I already said Power Girl's the way.
Power Girl. Okay.
Her comic. I don't read it, but it's like super famous for being like showing her real life and balancing being a superhero and
the She-Hulking of Power Girl, like that where they show her as a human.
I guess
being.
so, yeah. But it's almost. I think it's more comparable to Hawkeye.
You've never read those comics?
No, but I know it's a joke.
Okay, because I was just gonna say you just walked ass backwards into a joke
I know
that they use in that comic book.
But I think it's more of that kind of feel to it. It's her and her supporting cast, and then it's barely about being a superhero.
But then it's the superhero. Okay, see.
But she doesn't get shot in the head and then find out that she's alive somehow. They never explain it.
Oh.
Unlike Hawkeye.
Well, Hawkeye, he was stabbed in the head with an arrow, and it looked like it went right in his ear, but it turned right through his head. It turns out it went in his ear, and now he's deaf.
Makes sense.
No, not really, because he was always hard of hearing before, and he got his hearing back. Okay, they canceled that book. It's unfortunate.
There's still more issues, though. It's not done yet. But Power Girl is the way to go.
So rather than unveiling a Teen Titans,
and having
not Teen Titans, the Titans,
and Supergirl. Like Supergirl's odd character because it's like why don't you just do a Batwoman or Batgirl? Like there's even if you're doing a derivative character, there's better derivative female characters.
And
Batwoman, the new Batwoman is amazing.
That's a good point.
She's got the red hair and she's
and the writer, she was fantastic.
Yeah, and the artist is amazing, like the art in that comics. And then there's Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. Like she's amazing also. Like, and she's got a huge history. You got those two choices. Why the fuck would you choose Supergirl when the only history behind Supergirl is an alright cartoon, based on an alright comic book, and then a terrible movie that most people would be where they'd associate it with?
That's kind of a bad. Yep.
But
I remember her from a movie.
But Barbara Gordon, you're like, oh, I remember Batman '66. Oh, she was great in that. Or Batwoman, they'd be like, oh, well, she's like Batman, but she's got red hair and she's strong.
Go back to '60s Batman with the campy. She was there was a Batgirl in that.
Yeah. Barbara Gordon was in that. Yeah.
So you could just go, okay, well, Batgirl, who's that? Oh, redhead. Oh, I remember her.
Yeah, they're both redheads. That's kind of strange now that I think about it. Barbara Gordon and Batwoman are both with red hair. Cassie Kane? Candy Cane? No, Cassie Kane?
Candy Cane sounds like
Candy
a stripper.
Cane. Yeah. Anyways.
So, of the female characters, you're right.
It's a weird choice.
I said don't go derivative, but you went...
Even if you do derivative, there's better versions.
You could go with a very good... And timely. That last Batgirl run that...
And especially with the... Finally, that whole series is out on that Batgirl... Or Batman '66 is finally out on DVD.
Perfect time to make that into
People are learning about him again, yeah.
See?
But Supergirl, weird.
What have you seen her in lately?
Like I said, that one comic and that one cartoon, it's like, it wasn't even great. Like, it's fine, but I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking. It's unlike these other things we're talking about. The Batwoman series is groundbreaking. Like, it's famously groundbreaking. And Barbara Gordon is an iconic character. So if you're going derivative, you got those two at least. Not to mention like other people, like
And even if you wanted to, like, we're thinking as fans, as fans of the medium, also of fans of entertainment and fans of good things in general. This is what we're coming to. Even if we debased ourselves and started to think like, say, like a corporate shill, it's got Bat in the fucking title.
yeah,
You can't sell.
Yeah, you can't fuck that up.
People will look and you put Batgirl in the Bat symbol, and people will be like, even the lowest common denominator that you're looking for from around the world, the mouth breathers, the frat guys, the complete waste of space who bring their kids to talk in the movie while I'm trying to watch it. They'll all go, oh wow, we got to see that. You hit the nail right on the head. I take back my Zatanna.
Or Donna Troy too, even like from Titans. I think she's somehow.
She was a counselor that could read people's minds, and I do remember
That's
that.
Deanna Troy.
Oh,
she's was a Wonder Woman. Like she's one of those, but she's just like Nightwing. She kind of went off on her own. Like any of those are way better than Supergirl.
They must have either something in the works that we don't know about, or but it's an odd choice.
Or maybe there is some licensing thing where I didn't think that. I thought they had them all, but.
I don't know. But with Marvel coming out with Netflix's the shows that are going to end up becoming the Defenders.
Marvel's TV, they're behind right now because S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't as popular as Arrow, but...
That last half of the season
it was amazing. And the way it connects to the show, to the movies, it's almost like, well, you got to watch the show because it connects to the movies. If you watch all the movies, well, you're missing half the story. Here's the rest of it.
At the beginning, I was sad that it was connected to the movies because they had to take breaks. Mind you, the Olympics happened and that caused
they
breaks.
got fucked up.
But even with some of the things that happened aside, they had to put the show on hiatus for a few weeks so that the movie, so things lined up. Either they got to get that under, they got to straighten that up. They got to tighten the screws on that because
I think it'd be better this year. Yeah.
It threw me off that I'm like, okay, I know why, because Dark World's coming out and they want to they want to do a Thor theme.
And it was neat though that was connected with that, where it was just them cleaning up.
Yeah,
it was a great tie-in.
But it made gaps where there shouldn't have been, and the show wasn't strong.
Shows nowadays are so fucked up with gaps.
It wasn't strong enough to allow for the gaps, as far as I'm concerned.
Until the second season.
The second half really came into its own.
Captain America, Winter Soldier is where S.H.I.E.L.D. jumped off. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
What is next year? Is Avengers 2 next year?
Yes.
So they have to tie into that, but I think that's summer, so they wouldn't tie into that. Is there there's 2 movies. What's the other movie?
You've been on your phone looking at female DC characters, nice. So might as well just take a look and see what movie. Let me think. It won't be Captain America.
Ant-Man, but that's not ready yet.
Yeah, no, I can't think.
It's only one next year. Maybe it's only...
It's not an Iron Man, because he's...
Let's see what we got here. 2014, Captain America, Spider-Man, X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy. So nothing until 2015. Avengers, Ant-Man, and Fantastic Four, which is not...
Okay, so it's Avengers, Ant-Man. I would care.
But Ant-Man is... Yeah, I don't know if that'll be done.
Well...
2016 would be Deadpool, third Captain America, X-Men Apocalypse, Doctor Strange, Sinister Six.
Sinister Six isn't happening.
Yeah, well, that's a lot in question there. Fantastic Four sequel, the first one probably won't even be out by then. Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy 2... Yeah, a lot of this is like speculation, but yeah, Avengers and Ant-Man. So I don't even think they'll tie into either of those. So they'll let S.H.I.E.L.D. be on their own next year, probably.
Avengers.
I bet their season finale might lead into it because I think the Avengers will be after the season finale.
They don't need a strong lead. Avengers, people are going to go see now, anyways. But if they end the season finale with
something that leads right into it,
then that still keeps
the momentum. You get then you get Avengers, and then it comes back, and you still got the momentum.
And they're bringing on, like I saw some of the cast members they're bringing on.
Yeah, tons of people.
And it's like, okay, they're not going to go.
Yeah, that's probably why they're doing it, because they won't have any tie-ins, so they're probably like, fuck it, we're just going to bring in all these people in.
But Ant-Man right now is up in the air because people don't know him. He's a B-list. He's a C-list.
Ant-Man? Oh, yeah. Especially that Ant-Man. It's not even the real Ant-Man. It's not him.
That
Ant-Man's like a D-list. Like, he's nobody.
He's the classic one that all the people my age know is Pym, and he's
and it's Kirk Douglas Michael Douglas is playing him.
Yeah,
Kirk Douglas.
So when you see, I think he's dead now.
I don't think he died. Did he die? Maybe
I don't know.
Stroked.
He was in bad shape.
Anyways,
Yeah. So then,
yeah, is it Kurt Lang or whatever?
which I liked the Grady.
Yeah, he was
Ant-Man.
the bad one, right?
But he was what would happen if you or I got a superpower right off the hop. He was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is funny. And he was a good guy by all accounts. He liked to gamble a little bit. He was a bit greasy, but he was a good guy by all accounts. And then he gained the ability to shrink and or grow, and had the strength proportionate to his body size. And his decision making was what happened with someone who's a really decent guy, but all of a sudden got those powers.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's I don't even know what the Lang one is. Isn't it something his daughter something to do with his?
He was, I think it was the mob or some criminal organization made him rob banks because they had a family member kidnapped.
Yeah,
and,
I sort of remember it.
And he he took the Ant-Man armor and he did it because he was already a bank robber, but he was trying to be good. He turned a new leaf, and they said, "Hey, you got one more job." He said, "No." The long and short of it is, he was Ant-Man, a bad Ant-Man. Well, Ant-Man himself was probably Yellow Jacket at the time.
Yeah, he was retired. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a nice storyline. It was
I never read it.
It's got there's something there. There's some substance. You can work with that.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's a Marvel movie, and directors. It's
a Marvel movie.
Director.
It's not going to be bad. It's not. It's at worst it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be
okay.
Very
worst, it'll be good. But not even.
Well, that's what we said about. That's what we said about Guardians of the Galaxy. We're like, yeah, it'll probably be fine, but
best movie.
Meanwhile, it's the best one.
If you're going to tell me to start pinning down favorite movies,
this was a good one though, because Captain America was one of my favorites too. Like, this was a good year for Marvel, and if they could continue it to next year with Avengers, like it's a good run. They're only getting better. It's weird. There's no decline. They're only on the upswing.
And again, at worst, they're a good movie.
I can't wait to the TV shows. That'll be the real determining factor. The Netflix shows.
Power Man,
Daredevil, Alias. Is that Alias one of them? I think so. Jessica Drew. I don't know. I can't remember what the other one is. But anyways, yeah, there should be fun. Anyways, I think it's time to call this epic
rambling, this nonsense,
multi-part filler.
You did not listen to 2 parts of this bull.
You might have listened to 3 parts. We'll see what happens.
Really, it's that long?
We did start talking about like weird. Well, we went into our whole Power Girls and Zatanna discussion about who should have a TV show.
Well,
that might be a whole episode.
I'm glad I'm not editing this.
Yeah, it's hell.
This was just nonsense.
Yep.
Don't you people have jobs? You should be ashamed of yourselves. You have this much disposable time just to waste listening to us.
You're the only one who listens.
That's true.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for listening to this last bit of our epic filler session, which included 17, 18, and 19. Next time, we'll get on to something better. Probably not. We're sorry.